I guess my follow-up question on that is like, okay, I remember very vividly being at Thanksgiving dinner in like 2017. You got the uncle asking you about crypto, like you're like, I'm talking on my ass, like pretending like I know a ton of shit stuff and like, trying to like hype it up and all that stuff. And then, yeah, the hype cycle kind of wound down that year. But you actually had a really good tweet that basically said, like, you have a lot of people reaching out to you today wanting to go and get into crypto space, but they're afraid because they're afraid that, like, hey, we might have already just hit the top of the market a couple months ago. And like, I don't necessarily know if I want to go through this ride for another like 3-year cycle or anything like that. But you basically said that, like, it was one of the best things that could have happened because, well, not the best thing that could have happened, but like essentially, if you hadn't gone and started and executed when you did, you wouldn't be at the size that you guys are at today. So I'd love to kind of know, like, from a psychology standpoint, starting that company, you're starting at a time where probably raising money was very easy for that space. Hiring people was probably very easy for that space. Like, getting people excited about your idea is very easy. What was it like for like the 2 years after that?
Yeah, it's a really good point. Just talking about the psychological aspect of it. The Your take on crypto depends entirely when you get into the market cycle. So people coming into crypto right now, we have new employees. They started 2 months ago. They're deep into DeFi. They've got like 100 different NFTs, right? Like they're like buying up like land in Decentraland. It took me 3 years to believe that any of this stuff was real. Like, I think that, if you look at it in the conversation in 2019, it was like Bitcoin maxis. Like everyone was a Bitcoin maxi. Like, I have tweets from 2019 I'm like ashamed of. I'm like, shit coins galore. Everyone's trading. Like, I was like, shit coins died. It's only about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only real thing out there. And like, the most exciting thing in crypto is building custody solutions for institutions. Like, oh my God, so boring. I should delete those tweets. And but that's just because, like, when you get into crypto at the top of a cycle like we did, you're highly skeptical about everything, because we just, for every single day for 2.5 years, just got ground down. I mean, basically everything that launched ended up failing, right? And so we were just like hyper skeptical, and we're like, DeFi, no. NFTs, not real. None of this stuff works. Even Ethereum, load of crap. And I will say, like, we weren't believing it, but we did, like, we had enough conviction that something here was going to work.